What's good? It's Russell King here. Today I'm going to be going over the official Saturday night's main event, giving my overall thoughts and opinions. I upload weekly wrestling content, so if you love wrestling content, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for more wrestling content. I'm going to go ahead and jump straight into the review. The first match we start off with is Sami Zayn, CM Punk versus Seth Rollins and Bron Breakker. This match was really good for the short amount of time that they had. It was very fast paced. The crowd was really into it, especially pro CM Punk. Like this match overall, but we already know we're really going to get to mainly what happened towards the end. End of the match, you got CM Punk on the outside. You get Bronson Reed making his return. He attacks CM Punk through the barricade. It was a moment where Sami Zayn was about to go for the Helluva kick. But Paul Heyman ends up grabbing his leg. This distracted Sami Zayn, the referee. This allowed Bronson Reed to attack through the barricade, make sure there's no disqualification. And then I think it was Bron Breakker. Yeah, it was Bron Breakker who eventually speared Sami Zayn to pick up the victory. Afterwards, we end up getting a moment where it looked like Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed was going to have some tension, but then Seth Rollins just comes in and hugs him, and then you end up getting CM Punk crawling on the ground, all crippled and beat up. Tries to, fight back, but eventually they end up just jumping him. They end up holding his arms and legs and hitting him with a tsunami. This was great. I love the addition of Bronson. I've been the biggest Bronson Reed supporter even before he even started getting pushed for the IC title. Like, even in my old videos, I was a huge Bronson Reed fan even before he was getting pushed, before he was getting pushed for the IC title. This is great. I love the addition of Bronson Reed. Because one of my main things I've been saying is that if you're going to add a third member, it should be a third member that can greatly benefit from being put in the main event scene. Not someone that we already know is eventually going to beat her. Like Bron Breakker, he's going to benefit from this, but we already know that he's going to be a main eventer with or without this story. Bronson Reed was an interesting case because it was very iffy with him. It was like, I can see him being a great mid-carder, but I'm not sure they would ever push him to that main event scene. This is something that can actually put him there. So I love the idea. I love him being in this faction. I don't know how this faction is going to work with the different personalities, but bro, this can work perfectly. I love Seth Rollins having these two strong, dominant men next to him. This is great. I like it personally. This is easily going to set up Survivor Series War Games. This is easily where this is going. This is easily going to set up War Games eventually with this faction. They might even add a fourth member, if we're being honest. But this is great. I like what they're doing here. This was a great. I actually predicted this, not Bronson Reed, but I predicted the third member, but I wasn't that confident in it due to it being Saturday night's main event. But I liked it. This was great. This was a great way to open the show. This is the best thing on the show, to be honest, because it does go somewhat downhill afterwards, but this was great. This was a great way to start the show, and I'm excited to see how this plays out. The next match we ended up getting was a last-minute shoehorn match between Chelsea Green and Zelina Vega for the United States Championship. Yeah, this match got put on the card last minute for whatever reason. I don't understand. And you put this on the card just to give it 5 minutes. Like, why? Like, really? Like, you really just needed a women's match on the card? Like, I don't understand it. And especially because I know this wasn't always the plan. Because if it was always the plan, you did a terrible job building towards this match. But we end up getting Zelina Vega picking up the victory, but the way she won it kind of annoyed me. Basically, you end up getting Chelsea Green and Secret Harvest. They interfered, they cheated, and they still lost. I don't mind them cheating and still losing. My issue is that she did it by herself, because I don't like it when baby faces are these super strong characters who can take out 5 guys at one time. She basically won a 3v1, which made no sense. You got Alba distracting the ref. Zelina's on the top rope. Piper Niven yanks her a bit, she didn't completely yank her off the top rope. She just attacked her while she was on the top rope. Chelsea Green tries to take advantage, but Chelsea Green recovers like she's Superwoman all of a sudden. Headbutts her, and then she picks up the victory. I forgot exactly what she even did, but she picks up the victory. I didn't like that. I felt like you could have had the same angle if you just did it differently. This is just me personally. If I was booking this, I would have had Michin and B-Fab come out to attack Piper and Alba as they're distracting. You could even have Piper still attack her. This allows Chelsea Green to get distracted, because we all know how wrestlers are when their teammates or when their friends getting attacked, they get distracted. This would allow Zelina to have more time to recover, which would have made more sense. That's what I would have done. Maybe I'm just wrong. Maybe I'm just tripping, but 5 minutes is crazy for this match as well. But overall, Zelina Vega retains. We'll see if they continue this feud. But yeah, Selena Vegas retains. I don't have much more to say about this match. Now we end up getting Cena versus John Cena versus R-Truth. This match was also short as well. Majority of these matches are short due to the time limit. Um, I enjoyed it for what it was. This was a solid match. It was not too long, not too short. It was just perfect. I like what they did here, and they did the things that I wanted them to do. They ended up having John Cena dominate for majority of the match, but they did end up giving R-Truth a little bit of momentum with him doing the 5 moves of doom. I did like that he came out with the John Cena gear and to his theme song, because I ain't gonna lie, that's something I thought about as when John Cena's theme music first hit. I thought it was R-Truth, but it ended up being John Cena, and then his music hit again. Which I do understand why they went that route, because if he would have came out first, I don't know how the crowd would have reacted. I feel like they would have cheered either way if R-Truth came out first, but it was very shocking that they did the opposite effect, but I don't mind it. But you end up getting towards the end of the match where it was a moment where John Cena grabs the championship. He's about to hit R-Truth, but he stops and pauses. He's questioning whether or not he should do it. He gives it to the referee. R-Truth is excited. He's happy. He's jumping around. The moment that happened, I knew John Cena was about to do some cheating heel tactic. He kicks him in the nuts, low blows him while the referee was distracted. Hits him an AA, picks up the victory. Then you end up getting him attacking R-Truth after the match as well. Hit him with a title, and then walks away. And nothing more, nothing less. They did a slight tease of him potentially turning babyface, but then just reverted him back to him being heel. Nothing too major, but this is what I expected from this match, so I'm not really disappointed. It met my expectations, and I thought it was solid overall, so I enjoyed it for what it was. Now we end up getting Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest in a cage match. This match right here, it was a solid match overall. Towards the end of the match, you end up getting Drew McIntyre tries to do what he did at WrestleMania to pick up the victory by putting Damian Priest's head in the steel chair by the turnbuckle, but this time Damian moves away. This allowed Damian Priest to take advantage. He ends up doing a South of Heaven choke slam, and then he ends up hitting a good chair choke to finish the job and walks out of the steel cage. Now, a lot of people didn't like this. I'm going to be honest. A lot of people are complaining about this only because Drew McIntyre lost. I need y'all to get this through your head. Drew McIntyre is not being in the main event. Y'all need to let it go. He's not being the main event guy you want. Do I think he deserves a better push? Yes, but he's not getting there. That's the only reason why people are complaining. People are complaining about the finish of this match because it's Drew McIntyre lose. I guarantee you, if Drew McIntyre did what Damian Priest did to him and walked out, no one would complain. The main reason people are complaining is because it's Damian Priest. The weird Damian Priest hate that people have for him is kind of ridiculous. It makes no sense. I don't understand it. I get that your favorite wrestler isn't pushed the way you want him to be pushed, but you also need to be realistic and understand that he's not getting there. It's like Finn Balor fans expecting him to all of a sudden become a winner. It's like, no, he's going to stay where he's at. I don't understand it. Does Drew McIntyre deserve a better push? I agree he does, but this is where we're at. This is why I don't get my hopes up for certain wrestlers, because I know where they are on the card. Like, you just need to understand it. They're going to be a third match. I think Drew McIntyre is probably going to take a break. Then he's going to come back and attack Damian Priest, and then we're going to have to find a blow. That's how I see it, but we'll see how this plays out. Overall, I enjoyed it personally, but I understand walking out the cage. I kind of get that, but I don't know how else you would want it to end, because I feel like either way it would have felt anticlimactic. If he would have pinned him, it would have felt anticlimactic, and if he would have walked out, it would have felt the same way, in my opinion. So either way, I enjoyed it, and Damian Priest picked up the victory. Now we get the main event. Okay, before I discuss the main event, Jey Uso versus Logan Paul for the World Heavyweight Championship, gotta add context. There was a segment between Cena and John Cena. Between Cena and Jey Uso. Basically, they discussed what happened at the Rumble. Cena ends up mentioning ruining wrestling, ends up mentioning Logan Paul potentially winning the World Heavyweight Championship, and how that Jey Uso losing to a YouTuber will be a bad look while he takes the WWE Championship home with him. This plays a factor into the main event because you end up getting Jey Uso going for a pin after a Uso splash or a spear. John Cena ends up pulling the referee, preventing the 3 count, and then he ends up attacking Jey Uso. Then you end up getting Cody Rhodes comes out, makes the save. Logan Paul tries to attack Cody Rhodes, but of course that didn't work out. Jey Uso spears Logan Paul, picks up the victory. And then it's official that we're getting a tag team match between John Cena, Logan Paul versus Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes. Why? This match and this entire segment was so rushed. I feel like the execution would have worked better if they had more time, but even then, Why did we need Cody Rhodes to return now? I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't like it. I didn't like it. I didn't like this. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I didn't like that Jey Uso's first, well, this isn't his first title defense, but this title defense, I feel like Jey Uso needed this victory. Why did you have him need? Now, to be fair, John Cena didn't interfere, so it works. But it's like, why did we really need all of this just for John Cena to fake? I don't know. I feel like there's another way they probably could have went with this. I don't know personally, but I guess this was always the plan. So if this was always the plan, this was the only way to do it. But I feel like part of the reason why they're doing this also is because they have so many goddamn pay-per-views jam-packed in such a short amount of time. They have no time to really build these matches. I don't know. I just feel like I just wanted Jey Uso to win like cleanly. Now, to be fair, he technically still won cleanly due to John Cena interference, but it's like I just wish there was no interferences in this match, especially mainly due to the constant interferences we already had with him when it came to Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker. So it's like doing another interference is a bit much in my opinion. Overall, this is one of the better Saturday Night's main event. I do think it did go downhill after the opening match. But overall, I do think this is one of the better Saturday Night's main events. But you guys let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. But yeah, that's it.